Good evening, my friends, and welcome to episode 3 of Neyyah. Last time out, we've made it into Vermeer's secret laboratory, and we are looking around. Like all good adventure game protagonists, everything is explained in his journal. And that's what we're going to be starting by reading. It's Audiobook Adventures, let's go! Although I have salvaged the Peoltish head statues from the pillars, was it right for me to agree to having the only remaining Kayenti building demolished just for the sake of experiments? The Philitsu plants are vital in my plan to eradicate Smollux's obsession and pollution of the Paita technology. This natural power could be a way to save Olajay before it's too late. Perhaps the creepers will come after me next. I might end up feeling them wrapping around my ankles somewhere on a beach, hating me as much as they hate that wretched Iridium metal. Smollux keeps choking this place with... It's almost as though the land knows. I got the emphasis way wrong on that sentence, right? Because I read Smollux with a capital S and mentally inserted a full stop after metal. So yeah, no, it's more like... I might end up feeling them wrapping around my ankles somewhere on the beach, hating me as much as they hated that wretched Iridium metal Smollux keeps choking the place with. It's almost as though the land knows. Neyyah knows. Smollux can smile for now, knowing he has ridden more of this once beautiful world from another slice of its history, but not for long. I've made some space in an old storage area at the back of my secret office at the Paita factory, taking away some of the pallets that were once used for storing the crates of freshly powered Paitas and placing the statue heads there. I didn't have the heart to dump them in the bottom of the ocean. Everything else in this once beautiful world is crumbling into the ocean as it is. Maybe Orion will release her vines on the Philitsu dome now, knowing I am trying all I can to preserve what is left of the Fazaltan world here on Neyyah. So, the Fazaltans are the people and Neyyah is the world. The Fazaltans are from Neyyah. I thought the Fazaltans were from Olajay. Maybe that'll become more apparent as we continue reading. I did smile at the little present my friend Ertna sent over to me the other day, a prototype of what would later become the Philitsu dome itself, demonstrating the mechanics and operations of the rotary system. I think it will serve as a nice ornament at my office on the Paita factory. Work has progressed nicely on the Levandis crystal lamps. With the alterations made to one specific lamp, perhaps that prototype model will come in useful for making sure certain things are kept safe. The Philitsu root experiments are important. I must protect them. The biggest concern I have is the longevity in the Philitsu dome's operations. Smollux was quick to examine the mechanics of the Fazaltan gun towers, how all cogs would run together in order for the towers to rise, and Zalium Tuk-top chamber shutter to lower. He simply stole what he needed from the Fazaltans and did not require much assistance from the magicians at the Ronalda temple at all, apart from the installation of the giant Kulua crystal at the top of the dome and the Philitsu plant pools inside. The rotary shell works fine considering the design and operation of the mechanisms, but it's cumbersome and unstable. I will be pushing for a more stable dome to house the Philitsu plants, especially if any other dome structures are built for further experimentation. I have made further developments to the old rail cart system that leads the Maheli portal tank. The entrance to the underground rail cart works well even after all these years. The Fazaltans knew how to devise very secure doorways to guard areas of great importance. What concerned me was the portal itself. To make any further repairs faster, I've marked the area in which the portal has been built under the water. I can resume work much easier this way. Pelska portal activation code 4231. Let's take note of that page. I have decided upon a mixed use of Fazaltan flora symbols and constellation numbers to enter the code. So constellation numbers we've seen, right? That is these. These are constellation numbers. Fazaltan flora symbols. Okay. We have a book of flora now that we can make reference to. So flora constellation. My book on Fazaltan flora came in handy on this one. The bunker teleportation console is also ready. I must be prepared to use this once it's activated by the sensors at the Neyyah chamber, as Smolix will start his descent to Neyyah once I've opened the console. I've concealed the code in a faraway, safe place. I was sitting with Nyluka one morning before I set out to Neyyah to complete a list of errands. He translated one of the Paoltish clan's names into Galahanti for me. This is one of those moments that really pushes my desire to generate systems in which to teach the sacred coded language of the Fazaltans. Not that Smolix would approve, however when I have a prototype ready I intend to share it with Nyluka. I'm sure he would be very keen to try it out. I would also need to keep it on a distant, far away location. I've made 2 new keys, which will unlock the new mechanisms I've installed across Neyyah. I've given one to Mason, the other I will keep here in my office at the Paita factory. I left the Ronalda temple the other day, having discussed the recent Yopelsh portal devastation at the Paita factory. Smolix wasn't at all happy, disregarding the portal's once useful activity as a mere means to an end. So many areas of the Fazaltan world have been transformed into platforms to give power to Smolix's use of new Ologerian technology. Upon activating the microphone frequencies at the old gun tower on the Levandis zone, the sounds emitted there brought tears to my eyes. It was almost as if that sound belonged to the mourning of the departed Pelskers, or even the pain of the lost Fazaltans, seeping back into Neyyah from the depths of their prison, the Quillivian. I am so close to finding it now. Soon I'll be able to put my mind at rest. My work on Neyyah will be done. I have just finished installing the new lever system for the water pump shed at the Scarlatti Towers. I've made sure the key Ertner has provided me is kept far away from any prying eyes. I have considered bringing the key here to the secret office on the Paita factory, but having precious items hidden in different locations will keep things more secure. I'm uncertain whether the old guard station on Golafiak Mines is a good place for keeping these things protected, considering how close it is to the main lab. However, I doubt Smolix will have much intention of snooping around in old Fazaltian areas. The elevator at the Falitsu Dome has been shut down. I understand Smolix's frustration at this. Even so, those Pelska vines will consume the entire dome before too long. I warned him countless times not to use Relidium metal. Those vines will enshroud anything Smolix pollutes Neyyah with. I just hope I can speed up work with the Falitsu roots before this happens. I'll replace the button as soon as I can, but the Volk cabinet on Falitsu Island must remain accessible in order to retrieve the correct symbol for the Mayorta gas system at the Ludwig Tower. That reminds me, I must fix the cabinet's sensor. All other 3 sensors seem to be in good working order. This is crazy, right? Like, I'm barely understanding half of this. There's towers and names and, like, this. I mean, this is more like credit to the author, right? Because this reads like Vamir's notes to himself. He's definitely not trying to impart instructions onto the reader. These are like notes these are like reminders for himself, which we don't really have any context of. So, in that sense, it works. I have to discuss with Taleva my suspicions regarding the Galifium that Smolix has concocted from the Neyyah spores. We took a couple of samples and we'll take them to my lab on Olajay for a couple of tests. I may even bring the equipment to Neyyah, but we'll see. There's a possibility that the drug may be used to subdue the people rather than benefit their health in any way. It would be used as a protection against the elements once the Lephomian portal brings Olajay back to Bragnarian. I'll see how Taleva goes with eating the white parts of the Gefunky mushrooms. I've been working alongside Mason a lot more of late, as I believe if my trust can be strengthened in him, it will prove to be a valuable asset to the work I need conducted on Neyyah. Mason hasn't mentioned much about his memories of where he came from, as he says he can't remember much before arriving here on Neyyah. One thing I noticed on Mason when he first arrived was a distinctive purple dust and rock on his shoes and parts of his clothes. This made me speculate where this may have come from. I've seen no such dirt here on Fazalta and definitely nowhere on Olajay. This led me to consider the possibility that this may originate from Quilivia, within the Quivilian itself. Mason has fueled my hopes in finding a way to restore Fazalta to find the Quilivian and rescue the prisoners there. If Mason can escape, who else can? And if not, is there a way to get inside the Quilivian and perform a rescue attempt? The thought of teaching our community about the more in-depth and fascinating ways in which the Fazaltians live their lives excites me beyond measure. I am proud of my efforts so far in pursuing the ways in which to inform new Nishka site workers of the Fazaltian soul of this land. I'm not sure if I'll pursue work on the constellation number system I've rigged up currently at the old watchtower on Pinorvia Point. Glitches keep occurring when some of the switches are activated. Still, it's an enjoyable process building something which keeps Neyyah alive at its core. I can make myself a little note that there are glitchy switches. Glitchy switches. I have finally fixed the Pelska portal. For now, the Pelska portal is our little handheld one. For now, I'll keep it at the hangar in the lab HQ of Golophayak Mines. I used it a few times yesterday when double-checking the sensors at the Naishka Pool's heater chamber. Getting from there to Pinovia Point as planned is now instantaneous. Trapping Smollox at the bunker can be achieved much faster now. No point in waiting around any longer than is needed. I've set up active points around Neyyah where the Pelska portal can be used. Only once this portal is activated will the symbols glow blue. The lit symbols must be visible in order for the traversals to work properly. So, Pelska portal active point locations. Philipsu Island Gefunky Zone, Sleeping Tower area, inside the old Paeta lamp at the beach. We've seen that one. We also have in Philipsu Island Dome Zone above the Plasma Door entrance, Paeta Factory walkway side. I don't know if we saw that one or not. Okay, right. We have a. Oh, was that all of it? Or did I accidentally click off the book? It's a shame you can't skip to the last page. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, right? Golophayak Mines, Pinova Point, Golophayak Mines. Alright, okay. No, I had actually clicked off it. Okay. Let's check out the 11-page letter. My dear Vermeer, I write to you from the top chambers of the Ronalda Temple below the Bani Eye Tower. You know what I feel, Vermeer, as I breathe in the dying breath of another day on this floating rock. I feel an emptiness that has continued to suffocate my people for far too long. It is sunset now, and the Binoxi have started to disappear, their wings like black scythes cutting through the expanse of reds and magentas that bleed from the sky. Their shrieks, I can hear it in their shrieks, they crave for something else, something lost to them. Don't you feel this way too, Vermeer? We are so similar to the Binoxi, you and I. We crave for that same something, something that belongs to us deep down at our cores. Alas, we have been parted from it for so long that we now mourn in the darkness, finding solitude only in the shadows of what could have been. The very thought of holding the Quilivian again snatches me from my hour of sleep. Yet I cannot find it, and so I mourn just like the Benoxi. I feel them, cutting endlessly into the soulless twilight of what has become of my existence, our existence. You are fortunate enough to have found what you need on Neyyah Site 28, but let me assure you it won't be enough to quench the thirst of what your soul really craves for. The shrieks of the Benoxi will be flying around your head before too long, Vermeer. This leads me to the matter I have been meaning to approach with you for a good while now. Alas, the search beckons. The rituals of the Ronalda Temple grow fiercer each night, and Kehalta Volca stirs within the white pool of the Lafloman portal. I've been preoccupied, to say the least. Nonetheless, it comes to my attention that your Benoxi Eye portals have stirred quite a fuss here at the Ronalda Temple. Quakes from the dead pit have been interfering with various experiments currently being conducted by my high priests. I am sure they are onto something, a new development in the speed at which the Paita and Levandis crystal react together, and in doing so, generating enough power to pierce a glimpse into the heart of the Laflomian portal. However, amidst all this progress, your decision to have separated the entire Philitsu Island into 5 separate zones is causing more trouble than it was worth, in my opinion. Yes, I understand why you required the dome to be separated due to the rising sea levels and the increasing temperatures of the Philitsu Island disturbing the Philitsu plant growth. I trust your decision and have improved your experiments with the Philitsu roots on multiple occasions, as I too agree that the root could provide a stable power source for our people throughout the city. This way, the Paitas can now be manufactured for the primary intent of being used at the Ronalda Temple, furthering my research there. That's interesting. This kind of sounds like... I understand why you require the dome to be separated due to this, and the author kind of got distracted by that point and never came back to stating why they disagree with the other 4 sectors being split. I'm also quite surprised by the results of the Benoxi Eye portals. While the original main islands of Neyyah Site 28 remain fairly stable in their allocated areas across Feyamore, I believe, though, our technological advances, we have achieved greater things. I'm aware you had a big part in overseeing this work, and I congratulate you for it. Inspired by the Volk machines, right? Or however you spell those things. Considering the filth littered across Neyyah Site 28, is there much point in separating more of the place? And to what end? You've built all this technology only for one wretched island, and most of it serves no purpose for the production of the Neyyah spores. The Paita factory is crumbling into the ocean, along with its ancient forgotten history, a mangled corpse stinging of old magic spells, and disgusting Fazaltian ways. The ways of our betrayers, Vermeer. I think sometimes you do well to remember that. I am putting a stop to any further separations you may have in mind for Neyyah Site 28. Your focus while you're stationed there is the Neyyah plant, harvesting the spores and preparing them for delivery back here to Olajay. Put to rest these notions you fabricated on protecting a world whose people, may I remind you, deceived us and tried to destroy us. If it wasn't for me, we might never have had a chance of being rid of this godforsaken place. Aha! Religion confirmed in this world. For now, I will continue to maintain the Benoxi Eye portals. I also will have talks with Terran mechanics to see if I can have some of those new blue Levandis crystal systems positioned around the Philitsu dome to repel those disgusting green seaweeds. I do advise you start equipping yourself with the new Benoxi portal bracelets while being stationed out on Neyyah Site 28. I am always wearing one now, and while they don't work very well within the confines of an active Jalood, They are incredible at teleporting anyone back to the Ronaldo Temple from great distances away. A lot of the other Neyyah site station workers have these. They provide emergency teleportations directly back to the Ronaldo Temple in case of any Jaloud's malfunctioning. Mason alive. Confirmed. Mason. Yeah, Mason. What, you fake your own death and then you think we're going to forget about you? Whatever, mate. Whatever. I've got your number. Right. Or in your case, ending up trapped in a Falitsu Island zone linked between broken Binoxi Eye portals. Of course we could power them back up from our end, but I could not say for sure how long this would take. Also, they save us a great deal of hassle. No longer will we have to fly men out to escort trap workers back to Ulajay. When team meetings are required, or if I need to bring all workers back in case of an emergency, I can override the teleport system and bring the bracelet's occupiers straight back here to the Ronaldo Temple. Of course, I'd give you plenty of notice before doing so. The bracelets also help keep a tally on how many workers there are stationed on the Neyyah sites. I've attached a bracelet with this letter in case you wish to use it. I do hope... This is written by Smolux. I do hope you understand my decision. Regards ceasing work on the Binoxi Eye portals, we should be targeting our sights towards finding the Quilivian and leaving the rest of Fazalta to rot within the dead pit it has become. With that I bid you farewell. I shall retire behind the walls of the Ronaldo Temple, if only in desperation to rid the shrieks of these hungry Binoxi from my tired ears. I do hope they'll never haunt your waking hours as much as mine. Smolux. I was not expecting that to have been written by Smolux. I thought, the way this starts, my dear Vermeer, etc., etc., I thought this was Vermeer's wife, the one that's currently on Ulajay, with his son. Do we need to take pictures of this letter? Kind of hard to say. This letter hasn't been added to our journal, right? So it feels like it would be incredibly sensible to take recordings of it, but it's mostly sort of lore, it's not really clues. But then again, since playing Blueprints, I now kind of don't trust anything. And I'm kind of now the sort of player that takes note of everything. And in any case, it shan't take terribly long to make a note of these. We're already halfway through, as we're already up to page 7. So, yeah, okay. So, Vermeer and Smolux. I mean, we knew they were co-workers because their names both on the thing. It kind of sounds a bit like Smolux is Vermeer's boss. Who are the Fazaltians then? Is Vermeer a Fazaltian? Because that's becoming slightly less clear to me as time goes on. But okay. Now what about these books over here? We do have books. But no. We got a draw. We'll take the key. Then we have Bunker Teleportation System. Vermeer, while the lab remains quiet, I've managed to look over the list of components you require for your new teleportation device, and honestly, it couldn't have come at a more pressing time. Many of my colleagues are becoming suspicious. I'm certain Talki has been trying to sneak his way into my office recently, perhaps of his own accord, but I have a feeling Smolux put him up to it. What if he knows? A few of the scientists have also disappeared and there's no sign of them for days. I asked Olivia when they'll be returning to work. She just told me not to worry. Yet I could see something in her eyes. Fear. Caution. We are running out of time, Vermeer. We must act fast if we are to find the Quilivian before Smolux does. After careful consideration, I put together a list of items which you'll need to make the system work. With Orion's assistance, this will be our best chance of trapping Smolux. As long as you know the coordinates for Quan, we can do this. Let's take a picture of that page, because we're clearly going to need that code. Great for detecting movement. A few of these can be fitted on the inner walls of the bunker. With your assistance, I should be able to connect their signals to Orion, and she'll be able to detect Smolux's arrival. Then the countdown can begin. The Ralagius speakers will come in handy here. The cooler crystal fuses. A B56 fuse should suffice. Not labelled. The idea will be to have these connected on the hole in the roof. Once the Jalud enters, they will ignite and activate the plasma shield. The shield's activation also powers up the pylon sensors. Now the speaker. These will be sufficient enough to bring across Orion's countdown when the time is right. I'm aware that Orion has been able to tap into the minds of some of Smolux's workmen while they've been stationed on Neyyah. I'm sure she'll have no trouble connecting with this piece of kit. These will activate once the pylon sensors turn on. Over the coming days, we'll arrange a time where we can both go down to Neyyah and I can assist you in setting everything up. The bunker is also a great location. Due to the reports of cursed going-ons, we can conduct our work with very little chance of being discovered by Smolux's men. They won't dare inspect this area, especially being so close to Orion's Pelska shrine. These systems will be well hidden. Once we've set up the teleportation system, I will inform you of my feedback. Until then, Butna. Following up on a job well done. Everything is good to go. I finished connecting the Kahlua crystal fuses to the bunker roof today. I'll leave you to nail the boards into the front door. Remove the wheel lock too, but before you do so, I urge you to remove any weapons left behind in the bunker. That place still has ammunition lying around for when the Fazaltians use it as a storage unit. Smolux might not know how to use a Tuluki, but if he does and he managed to attain one inside his entrapment, then he might be forced to use it as an escape, and outside he'll have access to his Benoxy portal bracelet and return to Ulage. I made a mental note to check the bunker myself, but lately I've had so much on my mind. Another one of my colleagues has been reported missing, and more of Smolux's soldiers patrol the Paita labs day and night. Something's happening, Vermeer. We have to act fast. The Jalud landing pad has been checked and double-checked. Its purpose is to lure Smolux's Jalud into the bunker. Once there, it will remain powered even when Smolux leaves the craft. There'll be no way to turn off the Jalud. This will render his Benoxy portal bracelet inactive. And he will not be able to teleport himself back to Ulage. However, the Jalud will only disable the bracelet within the confines of the bunker, so he must not escape. It's your job to make sure he stays within the bunker, enough time for Orion's countdown to begin and for the teleportation process to activate. I know you've devised various systems on Neyyah, and I don't understand all of them, but everything in that bunker is now operational and waits for the right moment. You mentioned last time we were working to get... This sounds very much like a good ending, bad ending kind of situation, right? You mentioned last time we were working together at the bunker that you've set up an activation tablet at the Pelska shrine. 2 code systems. One I recall you saying is used for something completely different. Activation for some sort of portable teleportation device. Be that as it may, please remember that once you've opened the code box for the bunker teleportation system, an emergency signal will be sent to the Ronaldo Temple, at which point Smolux will come for you. I tried bypassing this security system a few times while setting everything up with no luck. You'll need to enter the password you've created for the bunker teleportation system straight away. Otherwise, Smolux will arrive on Neyyah and his Jalud won't be brought into the bunker. Instead, he'll arrive outside and have free roam to come after you on Neyyah. Also, I recall you mentioning an arrangement you've made with Orion as part of the activation process. An offering? Please, Vermeer, double check everything. The bunker teleportation system is set up. Now you must bring Smolux to Neyyah at the right time. Good luck, old friend. Utna. Right. So basically, don't mess it up. And that's what the bunker looks like. That kind of looks a lot like the place where we started out, doesn't it? There's more to be read. Wakara Security Systems. This is Vermeer. This is account. Is modification repairs. Serial number. Serial number. No repairs required. Fine and fine. If no repairs required, why have list? To-do list. Finalize the code for the Pelska Shrine activation console. Have agreed upon 4231 with Orion, but decide on which flora and constellation symbols to use. Write down combination in journal. Keep the spare keys to the Neyyah lock mechanism and other locks at Lab HQ here in this drawer. Must fit locks to the other doors at the main chamber at Panova Point. Consider storing the old heater shells at the lab for now. The one with the crystal block mech symbol will need extra protection. The bridge to the watchtowers on Filitsu Island's harbour zone is now permanently raised. Have used wood to wedge lever up. Quicker access. And here we have Paita version 2 updates. The Kahlua Paita is still in development, but after several attempts at powering old Fazaltian devices, I'm very satisfied with the results. The Paita shell, created from Belim metal and a combination of red and blue original Paita shells, seem to withstand the forces of the Velatron machine quite effectively. This means I can conceal these devices if I were ever required to do so. While there are still alterations to be made, the Kahlua Paita version 2 will enable me to power areas of Neyyah that aren't assigned to any of the new models Smolux has created, and most certainly any contraptions I bring to Neyyah. May the late members of the Payoltish clan forgive me for disturbing the tradition of their rituals, the essence of their energies, the energies that they've reworked and reworked until finally giving birth to the power of the Paita. While I pray that there are survivors from the clan, I hope they will never set eyes upon the abomination I've released upon their technology, despite my own satisfaction for my work. If I can rekindle a flame remotely, close to the beauty of their magic, then I can be rest assured that they are watching over me, guiding me. And if any survived, well, I hope they'll look kindly upon what might just be an old fool's toy. I guess let's take a picture of that. It's not an item that we can pick up. And I kind of feel like... yeah. You just kind of got to be a bit careful with all this stuff, right? Don't open the stuff. Don't open all the stuff. Now... somewhere here is something that's going to activate my little Paita portal, right? We've got a dome key as well as the spare key. That's handy. Why do I have the ability to look up here? That seems like a really odd bit of wall to be able to look at, frankly. But there we go. So we have a door here, and we have the elevator that we can go back with. Bear in mind, there's stuff up there that we've not looked at yet. I'm going to need to take a quick break, though. That was a lot of reading. Be right back. Okay, we're back, and cup of tea consumed. So... which door is it that we want to go through then? The game's sort of pointing us to this direction, but we do have two paths. We've got the bridge that we moved, and we've got the stairs that we didn't go down. The game presumably is sort of pointing us in the direction of this room. So we've got like a little production line here. Let's move that open. Okay, we've got some symbols there. We don't recognise those. Okay, so this isn't a way to go. This is a... Oh, that's quite dark. Is there something written on these? We've also got guns. Guns, guns, guns. Okay, what a curious room. But yeah, okay, fine. There's a code for that which we don't have. So then... I think we continue exploring. We're supposed to power something up here, though. We are supposed to power something up. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, right. No. Okay, I misremembered. That lab is down the ladder. That lab is the one that's down the ladder. Fine. So we've been down there because that moved the bridge. This one then. So this one is the bridge that has been moved. So wait. So is there one more door that we've not been down? This is where the point and click navigation becomes a little bit tricky, right? Especially when you're going around a round room. 'Cause it's like, wait, how many doors are there? So we've got a door to the left, we've got a ladder down. No. And then we've got that door. Wait, what? So what's this door then? Yeah, okay. We've not been down this door. Weird secret hidden door. That's like in Doctor Who, where there's like a perception filter and like there's a door there, but you don't see the door. Ah, there's the handle for the door. Okay. There's a door there, but you don't see the door. Because this is not the portal we entered from. Yeah, indeed. We can't go through here at all yet. I feel like I'm getting more of an understanding of this place, right? So, yeah, Yolpesh Portal Ruins. So each portal goes to a single location. And there are 5 locations in total. So Felitsu Island is one location. Smolok's talked about Vermeer splitting this place into 5 areas. And he was like, no. Do it as like 4 and 1 rather than 5 separate. So, this is where we arrived. Fine. And then we walked through the back of this to get to here. Now, there's plenty we've not explored in here, but I think a lot of it's turned off. And then in the dome zone... No, this is still on Philitsu Island. Dome zone. Fine. And this is also still on Philitsu Island, Paita Factory Zone. Right, okay. At some point I'm going to have a reread of some of those journals and stuff to be like, hang on a second, so where are we trying to trap Smolix again? But yeah, okay. So, but where we are at the moment is we're on a portal that isn't... No, wait, that's where we arrived from, right? Where we are currently is this one over here. Okay. Do you know what? I think actually this shot is from some of the promotional material, isn't it? Okay. So that portal doesn't currently go anywhere. We need to power up the portals or something. Power up the portals or something. Now we've moved... We've moved a bridge. I don't think we went down this route last time either, though. Because this is a reasonably well-hidden path, too. We've got some green crystals in here. We do have another ladder. That one looks powered. That one does not. Okay. We're going to get a minecart at some point, is it? None of that is anything. But this is also broken over here. So that's kind of no good anyway. I think we just go down this ladder and we're just going to go around here, because that's what we've opened up. Aha! That was notes. The Payoltish clan statue heads. Taleva, I hope you find this. I have found myself down here a lot recently, contemplating the effects that Ulajay has had on Feyamore. Where the Philitsu Dome now stands, the Kienti Hall was once booming with the sound of workers at the harbour zone, ready to bring the Paitas right here to the factory, through this very tunnel, where the levers are now broken. The rails are destroyed by the fallen Yopelsh portal, and the sound of the ocean is all that breaks the silence of this once busy magical place. I'm writing this to let you know I'm doing all I can to try and preserve what is left of Neyyah. It's funny, you know this already, yet sometimes I feel I need to remind myself. I took away the metal statue heads, oh, that's what's in that side room, of the Payoltish clan from the crumbling ruins of the Kienti Hall and stored them away in my secret office here at the Paita factory. I've done so much in my attempts to preserve what is left of their world. Yet, meanwhile, Smolix continues to create madness at the Ronalda Temple. He continues to drain everything from this world. Orion speaks of hope. She speaks of the Old One. How long do we have, Taleva? How long? Okay, the important part of that is that code, which we can input downstairs. So, that's fine. Let's take a screenshot of that. And we'll go deal with that code in a moment. there's a lot of undulation in that movement, isn't there? Okay, and then down we go here. So there's a door here which was not accessible before. Use crowbar on planks. I don't know. Oh, I thought maybe we can open the door and that will give us some much needed light in the downstairs room. I don't know. Okay. Let's wander around this way instead. And what we have right here is Philipsu Island map developments. What? It's been a while since any of Smollux's men were down here at the Paeta factory. I'll keep the symbols hidden for now on their associated maps. In case Mason needs to get the portal working, he'll know how to uncover them. Salt trick. Uh-huh. What? But we have those maps. We have those maps already? I don't know. Let's go back and grab that salt that's on the table, because maybe there's something we're supposed to do there. Yeah, wait, hang on. I'm standing in the wrong spot. Okay, here we go. So we go down this way. Oh, that's the ladder we just climb up. Is it? Wait, what? Oh, I see, I see. Right, we're climbing up a ladder and then we're stepping back onto a platform. That's fine. So that door with the Paeta symbol on it, which is boarded up on one side, what's that doing? Hmm? Oh. We don't have access to any more salt. That was all the salt? We might be able to get more salt. It's odd though, isn't it? So if I go journal, right, let's grab a copy of these. It's been a while since any of Smollux's men went down here. I'll keep the symbols hidden for now on the associated maps in case Mason gets the portal working, he'll know. Right, if I go to... Show me my zones. Pay to factory zone. No, wait. It's Gafunky zone, the sleeping tower area. Sorry, Gafunky zone, sleeping tower area. Here's what I've got. And here's what my notebook says. Portal, rail track, cart craft, cliff entrance. Ah, yes, right. There is something written here, which I don't have on the game map. Okay. Right, and similarly, show me dome zone. Yeah, there's something here which is not on the map. Okay, we need to find some salt for these then. We need to find some salt. Okay. Let's go back in here then. So here's the big statue heads. There are 4 symbols and then 1 final symbol. And so these are what the symbols are going for then. So that's the final one. And we'll put in those 4. So we've got eyes down, we've got anime eyes up, we've got like angry eyes, like that, and then we've got kind of, I don't know how you describe these. There you go. Alright. What we're going to get, presumably, is this where we're going to power it up. Binoxii portals detected. Pelorian portals detected. Press to activate. Portal data retrieved. Pelorian portals 1, Binoxii... Oh, portals currently offline. Pelorian portals 1, Binoxii portals 17. Let's turn them all online. And now... the game opens up. All of the portals are online. We can now explore everywhere. Well, I guess we will find that out very, very soon. Because the first portal we're going to go and check out is, I guess we'll check out this portal right here and see where it takes us. Yeah? Because I don't think there's any reason to stay here. We might as well go and just find. Let's go exploring. But my friends, that's going to be next time. I'm really enjoying this game so far, and I hope you are too. If you like this video and you like this series, do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, consider joining the Patreon, where you can see these episodes early, and indeed a whole chunk of the series is going to be up there straight away. I will see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.